Does life truly have meaning? Or are we simply wandering through a universe that does not care whether we exist or not? Jean-Paul Sartre once said, "Man is nothing else but what he makes of himself." Maybe that's all. There is no grand design, no hidden purpose, just us, standing before the vast silence of existence, free and terrified to create our own meaning. Albert Camus saw that silence and called it the absurd. He said we are like Sisyphus condemned to push a rock up the hill, only to watch it roll down again. But still, he said, one must imagine Sisyphus happy, because in that rebellion, in that daily act of choosing to continue, we find our dignity. Meaning is not given, it is forged. But if life can have meaning, why must it hurt so much? The Buddhists tell us that life is suffering, not as a punishment, but as the truth of existence. We suffer because we cling to desire, to control, to permanence. And the more we hold on, the more it hurts. Pain is certain, they say, but suffering is optional. Nietzsche looked at suffering and saw a mirror of growth. He said, "To live is to suffer. To survive is to find meaning in the suffering." To him, suffering was not the enemy. It was the forge of strength. To love ones, fate amor fati, is to say yes even to the pain, because what breaks us also shapes us. What wounds us awakens us. And yet, why do good people suffer the most? It is one of life's cruelest paradoxes, that those who love deeply often hurt the deepest, that those who do good are the first to be betrayed. Job was righteous, yet he lost everything. God was silent, and the lesson echoed through centuries. Suffering is not always punishment, and virtue is not a shield against pain. Fyodor Dostoevsky once wrote, "The mystery of human existence lies not in just staying alive, but in finding something to live for." Good people suffer because they feel. Their hearts are open, and open hearts bleed. To care is to be vulnerable. To love is to risk heartbreak. And yet, those who suffer for love still hold the world together. As Nietzsche said, those who have a why to live can bear almost any how. And what about justice? Does it ever prevail? Plato asked that question long ago in the Republic. If a man could be invisible and act without consequence, would he still be just? He concluded that true justice is not about punishment or praise. It lives within the soul. A just person acts rightly, even when unseen. But history tells another story. Injustice wins too often. Evil hides in plain sight, not in monsters, but in ordinary people who stop thinking. Hannah Arendt saw that truth when she wrote, "The sad truth is that most evil is done by people who never make up their minds to be good or evil. Justice does not prevail by fate. It survives only through conscience, through those who dare to stand against the tide." Maybe the question is not, why do we suffer? But what does suffering ask of us? If life were painless, would it still have meaning? Would love matter if it could never be lost? Would courage exist if there were no fear? Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust, said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Suffering is not meaningless, it's the crucible in which meaning is born. Even Carl Jung wrote, "Without suffering and death, human life cannot be complete." Perhaps suffering is not life's failure, but its depth. So, what can we say after all? Life may have no inherent meaning, but we have the power to give it one. Suffering may break the body, but it refines the soul. Good people may suffer more, but that suffering is the mark of their humanity. Justice may falter, but conscience endures. Viktor Frankl once wrote, "The meaning of life is to give life meaning." And Camus, staring into the cold absurdity of the world, still found warmth. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. Perhaps the purpose of life is not to escape suffering, but to transform it into wisdom. Justice may not always triumph, but the will to do good even in darkness is victory enough. The good may suffer, but they suffer awake, alive, aware, and unbroken. And in that awareness, in that fragile yet defiant light within us, we find the closest thing to meaning that life can ever offer. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more content just like this.